Hello, gorgeous ones. So I had to jump on today because I keep getting messages from women telling me that they would love to meet an amazing partner, and then I ask them what their sex life is like, and they tell me that they basically don't really have one. And one of the biggest challenges that they've been having in the intimacy in meeting a partner is because they have been not felt very like honored, or like the intimacy wasn't really working. So I have to jump on because this is a major issue in our society, is that women are not tapped into their own sexual pleasure and are not fully claiming that for themselves, and are not owning that completely, and instead are waiting around for this amazing person to arrive. So my name is Nina, if you haven't met me yet, and I help women that are in like suffering big time from overdrive, overthinking, living go in their life, to come deeply into surrender in their body and have the most incredible orgasms, the most incredible pleasure, and then meet their most incredible partners and have the most incredible work. Because really, this aspect is the core of your being. Your sexual self is very much the core of your being. So I really want to talk today about how you can meet amazing men and have them chasing you. Because ultimately, what is life about if it isn't about depth, love, connection, and living all these experiences in our lifetime? So one of the big things that I want to share with you is how much do you really know what it is that you want? Because it's all very well and good getting frustrated about something not arriving and not being what it is that you desire, and not what not the thing that you really want. But how much do you know what you really want? And I don't mean just like an idea of it, but like actually like in your bones. So one of the first things that I do with my clients is to take them into a process where we really get close into connection with what you really want, and all of the conditioning and all the things that are getting in the way get cleared out, so you can get very clear on what you actually want. And then through activating your incredible capacity for pleasure in your body, we are able to bring towards you the things that you really desire in your life. So if you really want to have a partner where you have incredible intimacy together, then it always starts with the self. Like, we literally bring ourselves. So focusing energy, the same as going to university and studying for years, how you would learn all these techniques and all this knowledge and all these things in order so that you can have this incredible work life or career afterwards. If you want to have an amazing relationship, then it takes a lot of nourishing and learning and awakening your own body, because you then bring that to a partnership. So it's really interesting. I've been reflecting on this in my own story. So when I was single, I'd been single for a little bit of time. I can't remember exactly how long, after the end of my marriage. And I was going out on some dates and meeting people and kind of having a bit of a wild time sexually as well, not really feeling very grounded in my own body and not feeling very fulfilled most of the time. And I was joking with another friend too who's been going through a divorce. She's like, yeah, too much drinking, too much partying, and too much sexing really for fulfillment, for feeling really healthy in that way. And it wasn't until I got really clear on what I wanted, I literally wrote out this ideal day, And then I started to focus all this energy on me and doing all this incredible transformational work sexually, and doing a lot of practices at home and waking up that energy. I started to feel really confident in myself and deserving, and I knew then, like, I had the standards formed of like where I wanted to be met. And it wasn't just an idea, because I was like experiencing it so deeply in my body. I created the standard that when my now partner of 7 years, just the other day, thank you very much, we can celebrate with us, when he arrived, actually it was funny, in that very week we had our first date, and then I had to go and cancel all these other dates because I was so certain that this man I just met was like, there was something there. And I had all these other dates lined up, because it finally got to this point where all of these amazing men were chasing me and trying to take me out. And before then, I'd been in this place of like, where are the men? There's no one. I was never meeting anyone that I really want to be with, and having these interactions where I was like compromising all the time. Like, oh, we could work on that. You know, sexually, it wasn't working that well, but we could work on that. And just noticing all these places where I was willing to compromise. And then when I got really like clear on like what it is that I wanted, and had that standard of like experience in my body of, this is what feels good, this is what feels right, this is what really honoring my body feels like, this is what it should feel like. When I knew that like in my bones, then amazingly these amazing men started turning up in my life. And it was funny, it was like, one was like a guy at work. I would cycle into work, and you had a little changing room and lockers for a few different offices, and all of a sudden one of these guys there just decided that he really wanted to take me out. And you know, I was like, wow, this is cool. Like people that were interesting to me started to pop up, people that were so meeting these amazing people really takes not this sitting around and waiting, which I notice a lot of women that reach out to me, and I ask them, so what's your sex life like? They're like, well, I'm single. I'm like, yeah, but what is your sex life like? You know, where are you putting energy? And it is such a huge source of your self-confidence and your power. And there's many different reasons for this, in terms of when you inhabit your full body, you come into your full power. And most people are operating from like the chest upwards, like they're like a lot of breathing up here, a lot of anxiety, a lot of intense living, you know, go, and a lot of overthinking. And so you're not actually inhabiting your whole body, which I don't know if that's a concept that's new to you. But by inhabiting your whole body, it means that you're connected to your whole body, and you're literally like feeling sensations and awareness and a connection to the earth. And one of the places that women really check out is in their sexual center, because of various reasons. It's not safe. We've been programmed that it's like something that's only for the bedroom, that we've had a lot of experiences that haven't been particularly good, so you sort of like cut off there, or you've had children and you've been so much in serving others that you're not down in your body. And in order to when you fully inhabit your whole body and your whole system, you bring all of you online, and you start to I want to say sort of like it's like your perfume changes or something, you know, your whole essence of you becomes different, and you are more in your power. And when we're in our power and we feel more like ourselves, and we're fully like reconnected in, then you can make decisions that are for your soul self, your higher self, like a true path, not decisions that are made on a sense of lack and need. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with feeling need or, you know, desire for love in your life. Is like, I think it's the most natural thing to feel desire for deep connection and love. But we've got to be so careful, particularly as women, to not settle for less. So anywhere that you are noticing in initial meetings or in your relationship where you're like, we can work on this, and you've really like underneath feeling a lot of pain around it, or not really being honest with yourself, that desire to work on it actually comes from a fear of lack, fear of no love. Otherwise, we just keep forming relationships and experiences where we're settling instead of claiming and being who we are and knowing that something else will give, but it's not you're not going to die without it. Like, you're not willing to sacrifice your emotional, your mental, your spiritual well-being just to have connection, because we all know, we've all been there. I mean, I'm living my, I don't know, I guess you could call it maybe third lifetime in this life, and I'm sure everybody watching has lived many lifetimes of relationships and careers in your life as well. And if you've got to the point now where you're no longer willing to do something that isn't in complete integrity with who you are, then it's imperative that we get clear on that which you really desire and get really fully into all of who you are. And that means going to the sexual place. That means looking at that. That means putting energy there, because that is the place where a lot of women are leaking energy and power. And it's not your fault. It's like lifetimes of your lifetime ancestrally. It's, it gets in our like bodies in such a deep way that it's more about choosing, like, your choice going forward. And in that's how you start to meet the amazing people. Because when you change, things will show up to meet you there. And it's such an annoying thing, right? You're like, just want things to arrive now, and it's like, you can get really spun out thinking, but I don't know what step to take, and I don't know what's the right thing to do, and all of these things. And lots of people just like go out on loads and loads of dates, thinking, eventually somebody will turn up that's the right person for me for now, for this next journey together. But it always starts with the self, and it always starts with really looking at and transforming and awakening like more levels of you. And then through that, things will fall into place. And it's amazing how quickly it can happen. So I see it with clients all the time, because sex is the place where all of our longing for connection is showing up. And a lot of people end up in situations where that's where they go to in order to have that longing met, because it's more available than love. Theoretically, we can go out and have sex tonight if we wanted to. Most people could go and find somebody for that, but actually really underneath is usually a longing for a deeper connection. And when you start to really come into an exquisite honouring connection of your own body, then the people show up that want that too, that want to give you that want to enjoy you like that want to support you like that you're on your path, you're in your purpose, and life will show up that way. So sorry to be the bringer of the annoying news, but I tell you, it really isn't that difficult either. It just takes a change of focus, a change of like a switch inwards, in and down, rather than like up and out and thinking and doing and all this stuff out there. So I wanted to send you so much love, and know that you can send me a message if you are feeling ready for that in and down and reconnecting experience and reclaiming of your pleasure and the power that resides in you that will come through that. And yeah, it's okay to feel scared of that. I mean, basically, women have been burnt at stakes as witches because of our power and because of our connection with self, deep connection with self, with source, with the earth, with ritual. And I've had a very visceral experience of my own fear of persecution as my body has awakened in new ways, and new sense of power and energy has come online. I was on a meditation retreat for a month about a year and a half ago, and on day 9 I had this humongous experience of energy waking up in my body. It was like an orgasm, but it was like childbirth all at once. And like a lot of energy shooting up my spine, and I was just had to like breathe my way through it. I thought I was going to die, you know. All I could do was breathe. It was so intense. And I was in a shrine room with 70 other people meditating, and, you know, having this like cosmic awakening, and we were in silence. So, and then for days afterwards I had this most intense fear of persecution, and the teacher mentioned something about no kundalini in the shrine room, and I was like, oh my God, he's like doing this sort of passive aggressive kind of message sending. And man, it was really full on. And the only way that it actually dissolved for me was when I had a meeting with my meditation instructor, and I spoke to him, and that dissolved that intense fear of persecution to many, many levels. So very much realised that a lot of our fear of our power, we might subconsciously be carrying, or very consciously, and the way to change this is to come into space where we're with others, and we get to be seen and experienced and encouraged and celebrated as we step more and more into our fullness. And that seems to dissolve and transform and really bring you all online and have this life unfold. I don't know if you've ever heard this saying about, a star has its destiny, and I always think of it like a tree as well. You know, we like plant a seed, like we have a seed, and that is this tree. And as you plant it, it grows, and depending on its environment and its nourishment and the love that it gets, it will grow into the most majestic tree or not. And I firmly believe that each of us is born with the same destiny in our bones. And I love Vedic astrology that points these things out, you know, like this is your destiny. These are the things that your body has been programmed for. But whether or not you experience that in your lifetime is dependent on the environment and the nourishment and all of these factors. So the more we give that nourishment, the right kind of nourishment, and to your body, the more potential it will unlock. And sexually is the strongest source of nourishment you could ever give your body. It's hormone balancing. It keeps you like warm and creative and feeling turned on and connected with life and with others. And it's really natural that you feel that humming in your body actually all day long. But many people haven't got that, because like you lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. You know, we become cold, and we're like operating on like, I don't know, one of our 10 tanks or something like that. So I really do invite you to discover how 10 tanks of operation, if you brought your sexual self online and you allowed yourself to experience all that is available for you without settling, because you know it in your bones. So much love. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an honor to be with you today, and please let me know underneath the video what resonated with you, and I look forward to receiving all of your messages in my inbox, because I'm sure there is many women watching this, or people that you know, that would really do with bringing this part of themselves online and stepping more into their power and radiance and juiciness. And so